Hey guys, it's Dementes here, and we will be making another Demented upgrade to our old GX grill, installing this stealthy looking grill lights, which is amber for me. You can get it in white. It is for a different vehicle, so it will need some tinkering, and later you will see the installation. Hey guys, I have just received this amazing looking amber lights. These are for Chevrolet, I presume. If I'm not correct, I will correct it in the video after editing. The reason why I chose this version instead of any other you can see on the market for GX460 is that unfortunately I have 2017 version, which has this more traditional horizontal lines on the grill, and the top portion doesn't really allow you to attach any kind of large chunk here, like these size lights, which are more traditional for Forerunners or new GXs that look like this, right? It doesn't allow you to do that. Also, well, the lower lines, there are pretty substantial gaps, but in order to fix those lines there, it will make your vehicle's grille lights to be below the headlights, which are on the sides. If you imagine like this, the headlights, the grille lights will be, if you imagine that these are headlights, grill lights will be somewhere like this, like on lower on this horizontal line. But I wanted it to be on top, or at least as high as possible. Why? Well, my aesthetic reasoning. At the same time, the gap is quite wide. It is quite wide, so unless you somehow are able to find the grill lights which fit this older 2007 in the lower and upper, I believe it is until 2020, unless you find special grill lights which fit that exact grill, you are in a conundrum. But I came up with a solution. As you know, the top part has much lower gap, and that as it is the highest point, you are actually able to fix anything. After that, there is no gap. That's what I mean. That's why I decided to buy this guy. This is quite thin, so my presumption was that it is able to fit through this tiny gap. Well, of course, from the other way around, like this. And when I fix it with double-sided tape, maybe also attach some way at the back rear here, it will be able to work. Also, the good thing is that as it is quite narrow and as the gap is quite narrow, if you understand the orientation correctly and correctly space them apart, the fact that the gap is quite narrow allow this light to be horizontal. It won't be crooked like this. You don't need to prefix it on some kind of surface, as GX Bob did, for the fact that he had more larger room for the grill lights he may installed to move. Well, in your gap it will be still like this, so the only thing you are probably going to have a problem with is to exactly space them between the places you want to install. But unfortunately it comes with several things. Again, it is for a different car, so you have to work with it, so to say. The first problem you will encounter is this turning thing, which allows you to connect the lights together with, oh sorry, not this guy, but with the hub like this. It allows you to first, of course, connect them and then fix it with this thread, right? The problem here is the fact that unfortunately this cap is wider than this guy. So if it has a problem like fitting inside this top gap, this is going to have a much larger problem. Not this guy, because it is almost the same size, but this guy. So my solution, in order to fit it inside, to make it go inside and be able to fix with a thread the connection, was to simply cut this part and remove it. So once you install this piece, then from inside you just replace it and turn it several times with, I don't know, like electrical tape, in order to fix it at the same position. It won't be as tight after you thread it as after you put it on as the original version was, but of course this is the way that you can solve this issue. I haven't done it yet, but at the end of the video I will tell you if it worked or not. But even if it doesn't work, of course you can simply connect this piece together connect this piece together and just wrap it like crazy with the tape. But I'm sure that if you cut it and create tape here, put it on, like thread it there, and maybe even add some tape once again, it will be quite securely locked in there. Second problem you will have is that again, as it is from a different car, the double-sided tape that come with it is quite thin. So the problem in that case is the fact that you have to have a thick layer of tape in order to push it through, and have maybe you can like pry it open, put the light in, and it will squeeze on this thick tape, and there will be, as the thick tape will allow this different angle to squish the close to the edge part, and as it is thick, more surface area of the tape will be connecting to this sloped corners, sloped walls. If the tape is thin, 1 millimeter or something like that, then it won't be squished and only this end part will be connected. If it is thick, if you imagine, it will be squished and all this side will be touching, making the connection secure. Another problem you probably already can see is the fact that there is very little protection here. So if you can imagine, you will be like tugging on it to secure it on the position, and if it is connected with the actual wires like this, then it is not very secure. So I decided to add some reinforcement here, again using the electrical tape, very thin sheets of them. My plan is to cut small pieces. Make sure that the tape you're using has a quite elastic nature, because I don't know why, but some of them are quite elastic, some of them are quite firm. This is what I mean. This is quite thin and elastic, as you can see. It can be stretched, whereas this is solid, more solid, but actually it has a better adhesion, but I wanted elastic piece, and if you place it right here, it is easily able to be bent like this, and then just wrap it like this. Of course, you will have to do it on the other side as well, because it allows you to do it. Fortunately, this piece is three-dimensional, sorry, so it has two sides. So if you do the same thing, just barely touching in order to create some surface, but on the other hand, not to mess up the lighting for the grill light, make sure to do it like this. Also, make sure to have it like at the same place here, not like on the side or somewhere differently, because I don't know yet, because I haven't installed it yet, but it might appear after you turn it on. Maybe it doesn't appear, but make sure that you do these connections uniformly. You can go over with another tape to lock it in place nicely, and now it is more secure. Of course, I will advise you not to tug on it very hard. Just pry the gaps open whilst you will be installing these guys. And the final version will be something like this. After you have secured the thin wires, I had a wider tape, so I had to cut it open. that created this not very uniform design, but still, as it is coming from the ends, it will be bent, so the piece that will be touching the inner corner will be still quite solid and smooth line, so to say. I haven't removed the protective layer yet. I'm waiting for every piece to be ready first, and then we'll go down and install it in my garage. And now let's get to the installation. Of course, the first thing you will have to do is to remove the plastic cover that will give you the access to connect the wiring. Next, you will have to clean the surface off. I, of course, chose the highest part, the top portion with the narrowest ventilation shaft. Then just shove the connection point first into the locations you desire your lights to go. As you can see, I have decided to start from the left and put the light through at the right side of this first rib. Do the same here, and the opposite, of course, here. Do it for the left side for the last two parts. Then you have to connect that piece you have already cut in order to fit the wire through. And as I already mentioned in the previous 10 minutes, you will have to cover it up with a duct tape or some kind of electrical tape for it to do its job more or less, because this connection will be sturdy enough for your liking. And of course, the next step will be to remove the protection tape from the double-sided tape and just shove it in. Just make sure to shove it in quite firmly, it won't break, and make sure that you are looking closely at the locations you're connecting them. I did it on my eyesight, so to say. It would be a better idea to do it on a more measured way. I messed up in that matter, but I'm still okay with the final results. And unfortunately, I also didn't really judge how deep it would go because it didn't went all the way through. That's what you said. Sorry. And so, in order to protect the top part, which will have an exposed adhesive, I had to cover it up with a black electrical tape. But at the end, the result really surprised me. I have covered hundreds of kilometers already in these grill lights. It went through heat, mud, speed, nothing tampered with it. I'm quite happy with the result, and will hope that you will be happy too. Bye bye.